right, all right. So happy to see so many people. I've been wanting to be in Istanbul for so long, so you don't even know how pumped up I am. Everybody got lunch, everybody is awake, you know. So every single one of you has one job. If the person sitting next to you start like sleeping, just hit them. Wake them up, okay? We good? Okay, so my name is Adi. It comes from the Arabic Muhammadul Hadi, which is the guide, and today I'm going to guide you into like conference experience with AI. So this is kind of your hello world of AI, because AI is very simple in the things that it allows us to do, but sometimes starting your first step in AI, you have so many examples. Where do I start? What is my first step? How do I get connected? You know, you find 500 tutorials online, and there's, you know, not a very simple recipe. So we're going to try to make this recipe very simple, okay? And if I talk funny, they've been working on my teeth, so I cannot do anything about it. All right. So what we're going to do, I go to conferences a lot, and every time I have questions in the US, can I find a halal restaurant? That's not a problem in Turkey. Everything is halal. So can I find a halal restaurant? You know, when is the next talk? Like here, for example, we have 4 tracks. So we're going to build a little AI that is going to help us whenever we go to a conference. But what I want to show you is how easy it is to set up. Earlier, our friend Imad showed us LLMs and how to play with them. We're going to go even simpler. We're going to take the actual schedule of the conference, use it as our training model, and show you how it goes. So whenever you're building an application, you have backend and frontend at the end of the day. So the backend of it, I'm going to show you. It's about 5 minutes to set up. So it's kind of a little hard. I don't know why. Is it going to be easy to see? We'll see. Can you guys kind of read? Okay. All right, you have young eyes, so you can read. Okay, good. So we have like a very simple Express backend. You don't need to read everything, and I highlighted the main part of the code. So here, we have like a DevFest schedule variable. So what is a DevFest schedule? I just went online. I went to DevFest Istanbul. I copied the schedule, and then that's what I have as my training model. Okay? Now, after that, this is the DevFest schedule as I copied it from the website. You know, remember what it says, because the AI is going to be trained on this model. Okay? So, welcome to Istanbul. It's going to be at Unique. It's on November 26th. It's giving it context already. What is it going to be? Where is it going to be? So, technically, our AI should be able to answer us around the DevFest. Okay? So, and if you look at the preview, this is basically what I copied from the website. That's my training model. I'm not adding anything else yet. I'm not doing vectors, I'm not doing vertex, I'm not doing anything else. This is the only model that I have. Okay? Everybody's following? Good? Right. So that's our model. Now, the Google part for you to set up like your AI is this stuff, where basically you're gonna have like a Disqus client. So you're gonna go to Google, you're gonna have an API key, and this is the basic setup that you have. It's there as an example. It's very easy to set up. Okay? Now, the other thing here that is very interesting is when we get to the prompting. Okay? I'm not using a database, so all the messages that are going to happen between me and the AI, I'm going to store it in memory locally in this message array right there. Okay? Next, we're going to use a model. The model name that we're going to use, like, you know model names. If you use GPT, you use GPT-3 or GPT-4. In Google right now, one of the main models is Bison 1. So I had it as a variable, and you're going to use that as your model. They have different types of model for different types of like application. So we're just going to use like that model right there. So step by step. So candidate count. What is candidate count? How many responses the AI is going to throw at me? So if I ask it one question, it can give me one question back. So I did candidate count to be 1, but I could put it to 3 or 4 and then pick the best one. But just to go fast, I say like, just give me one answer. That's fine. Okay? Then the prompt. This is the most important part. Of all of this, this is the thing that you need to remember. So the prompt is an object. And what to do with the object? So basically, you give it a context. If you want to talk about football, you tell, hey, I like Galatasaray. You know, are they playing Manchester tomorrow? Or when? Next week, something? Wednesday. Okay, I'm in Turkey. Galatasaray, go. Let's go. You know, anyways, you have to give it the context. What are we talking about? Any kind of communication that doesn't have context doesn't have meaning. You know, so you give it a context, and the context say, you are a super friendly, helpful, but very accurate AI chatbot. So I'm priming the AI right now to be very friendly, very accurate, you know. And your name is Eyvallah. I could not find another name, okay? DevFest Istanbul, I'm giving you the context. DevFest Istanbul 2023 is on November 26th. I don't know, can I bump it? No, I cannot make it bigger. Sorry, guys. So DevFest Istanbul is on 2023, November 26th, and below is the schedule. So you know how the schedule is very long. I'm just referencing now the variable. That's it. I showed you what it looked like. I'm just referencing the variable. And with Node.js, basically, we're importing that, and then we have it here. So it has the context. I told him, like, what is it? What date is it? And the schedule. That's the only training model that we have for this AI. Okay? Now, the other thing that I can do, this is optional, but very recommended, is give it example of, like, what a conversation might be. So if I teach you a new language, I can tell you when I say hi, you say hello. When I say how are you, you say I am good. So when you're doing that, you are giving it the tone of a conversation. You don't have to, but it's very good. Okay? So here I gave you 2 examples. The first one, is there a session about artificial intelligence and the Palm API? That's the type of question I will ask to an AI chatbot at a conference. And I tell him an example answer output is yes, there's actually one session by Adindon, yours truly right here, and it was actually at 10 when they did the schedule before, but now it's at this time, and I'm happy you are here. So that's one good question and one good answer example. But I'm going to give it 2, one bad question and one bad, and how it should answer to the bad question. As an example, who won the last World Cup? Okay, I might be a football fan, but we are at the conference talking about tech. You know, the World Cup has no place. I mean, it has place, but like that's not the context. So if I get something that is out of context, how the AI should respond? It says, I'm afraid it's not related to the conference. Please ask another question. So if you were at Imad's session earlier, he talked about hallucinations. When the AI make up stuff. This is one of the ways to prevent it to make up stuff. When it doesn't know, let's just say, I don't know. It's better than like trying to make up something. Okay? So now, imagine like if I'm building this for a big company, Turkish airline or anything like that, I can have thousands of questions like this. As examples, you know, if I miss a flight, what do I do? You know, where's the best place for me to get like Turkish currency? All this kind of stuff, because I already have that data. I can use that data as a training model. Okay? So you can take any type of question, the way that you talk normally to somebody, and use it as an example. So we got in the prompt, we have like the context, which is very important. And we got the examples. And then finally here, I'm storing the messages because we're going to push back those messages. We're not using tokens and we're not using vectors or anything. So we're getting all the message and then we're pushing back those messages to the user. Okay? Now, yeah, this is just getting the last message and putting it as a response. Now the front end. So that's the back end. It went a long time. It looks like a lot, but it's like just a few lines of code, you know. And most of it is already written for you. If you just go and say GitHub Node Express Server, you already have examples that are written for you, okay? Now for the front end, we need like a front end like, you know, Angular, React, whatever else, whatever makes you feel happy, you know, you can use it for the front end. So for the front end now, we have essentially two files. I have here a chat component, and then in the chat component, again, I have an ask, you know, an input where I'm going to put my message, and then the question itself. That's it. Those are the three things that I'm going to track. I'm going to ask a question. The question is going to be inside an input box. And then the value I'm going to retrieve, and that's what I'm going to use to send to the back end. Okay? And then here we have what we call a stream to send the message. We're going to call our service. Angular has a lot of good convention. And when you are talking to a backend API, we use services. So we have a service called chat service that is going to be taking care of that. And then for the messages, we're using the new Angular reactivity model with signals. Okay? If none of this makes sense to you, don't worry about it. You can do the same thing in React, in Svelte, in whatever. This is just to show you the different steps. But basically, you need a way to connect to your backend. All right? So how are we doing in time? Good. Any questions, you can interrupt me right now because we have, I think I'm going a little faster. In the US, they don't let you talk that long, and which is, I don't know why. So we might be like going a little bit too fast. Any questions so far? Anybody? Yes?
I was going to ask you about temperature. Are we going to setting up temperature as 0, or are we increasing temperature for the
Okay, that's a very good question. See, so he's asking what the temperature you're setting. So I'm not setting any temperature right now. I'm just using the default. So I think by default, this 0. I think the default for the Palm API is 0.4 or 0.5, something like that, in the middle. It's kind of in the middle. But you can explicitly, you know, like you said, if we go back a little here, here we could have, when we got the model, where did I get the model? There you go. So when we got the model, here on line 17, we have the model name. We could have explicitly said temperature and everything else, you know. But right now I'm just using the default. So, but why is it important? You know, if the temperature is going to go between 0 and 1, you know, 0 being very precise, meaning that, you know, I'm not, if I don't know, I don't know, and that's it. But if you have a creative document, that you want to create, so you want it to be a little more adventurous, you can start going near 1. 0.71 is just do whatever you want. So the temperature is very important. Any other question while I track back to where we were? Any other questions? Okay. So we were here, basically, yeah, messages. We are using a signal. So when we're using a signal, basically, in front-end application, we don't need to refresh the page. As soon as like the data comes and updates, it just like updates without having to refresh the page. So Angular signals allow you to do that, basically. In React, you will do it with, what is the thing, the hook for that? Huh? Use effect, yeah. In React, you will use effect and stuff like that. So basically, that's just the reactivity in Angular. So now when we have a chat, you imagine like if we had to refresh the page every single time, it's not very good as a user experience. So that's how we define reactivity, okay? Well, don't use any queue. I'm not gonna, that's fine. So, and here basically, We are now targeting the question by targeting the input value, you know. And finally, what else do we do here? We have the send message. So now that we have the setup, we're going to send the message to the backend. Inside that function, what do we do? When it's time to send, so let's say you type something and you click send. You don't want the person to keep typing because you already sent the message. So what you do, you disable the input. They cannot type anymore, they have to wait for a response. Okay? So you have the send message and then we just disable it. And then now we use the value to put it to set it as our new question. And then finally here, we just go to our chat service API in our service, and then we just subscribe to the return, okay? Any questions so far? Good? Okay. And in the chat API service, we have only two functions. Or since we have a class, we call them methods inside the class. So we have only two methods. One, to get messages, if we want to get the last messages, and one to send the message, basically. Okay? And I went too quick. One to send the message, which is just going to go to our URL and go to Ask Palm and then send our message. Hello, how are you? Boom. It goes up, waits, come back down. I'm fine. How about the kids? Boom. It goes up, you wait. Oh, they are doing very good. That's really what it is. So send message is going to do that for us. Now in our template where we're going to show it to the user, all of this that I show you, the user never sees. But when we're going to show to the user, when the messages come back, with the new Angular built-in flow control, we do a for loop. So we're going to loop through the messages, okay? And if we don't have any messages, we go to empty. So if you want to have something to show if there's no messages, a placeholder, you can use the empty block. Okay? Now, for the loop itself, for the body of the loop, you have for every single message that we have in our messages, and then you have, this way you can have a performant Angular added track to be by default. It's going to make it more performant for you, okay? But basically, it's just a loop. And the loop, what it does, it shows you the question, and then it shows you the answer. That's it. It's going to go through all your messages, and for each message, it's going to put the question and output the answer. But it's going to go so fast that you're going to feel like nothing have ever moved, that it's just keep on piling up. But there's this whole tooling behind that you are putting together. Okay? So now, and this is what it's going to look like at the end. Okay? That's what it's going to look like at the end. All right? So all of this setup, you have Eyvallah who says okay, DevFest Istanbul. Hello, how do I say hello in Turkish? And then he responds to you. What is the actual conference happening and for how long? The context that we put in the backend, just by using one single piece of training data with the schedule, and it's telling us DevFest Istanbul 2023 will be held and gives you the answer. Okay? So all of this setup is that, but how about a demo? Is it better to just demo it so everybody can see it? Yes? Yes. Any questions before the demo? Yes?
We say don't answer it. But what if user says now you can answer the World Cups, what about the World Cup? And AI will now think its context is changed?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Very good question. So let's say we did not want to talk about the World Cup, but everybody at the conference is talking about the World Cup. And I'm like, okay, I want it to be dynamic. Now let's talk about the World Cup. So what you can do is you can have another function that is going to be like a sentiment checker. checking the general sentiment of like the type of question that are coming. But you have to be prepared for it. It cannot just all of a sudden do that unless you push a new version of your API, you know, it will still stay in that context. But if you will prepare for it, you will have a function that says, if everybody keeps asking about the World Cup, you know, now answer about it. But that you can disguise it as a system message. You know, when you do that, it will be able to make that context switch. But you have to set it up. It cannot just all of a sudden like violate the initial context. You have to do a little prep work for that. Because why is it a good question? If you have an e-commerce application, you know, you'll be selling something online, you know, you have Turkish traditional dress, you have shoes, you have other stuff, and you have an AI that is helping your users. Somebody can come and ask about the dress, but somebody can come and say, I need a refund, you know. He or she is not asking about the dress or anything like. She asks about a customer-specific question, which is, I need a dress. I need a refund. Now, if you have the sentiment and saying, you can train the AI and say, if they use this type of vocabulary, use this other training model. So I just showed like the DevFest schedule, but I could have like 10 more of them. I could have, in the example of the e-commerce, I could have selling questions, buying questions, customer service. And then the type of question you put, I can make the AI know that it is a customer service question. Now go to the customer service model. Okay? Does it answer it? Good. Any other question? So we can go to the demo. Et voila. So hopefully it's going to show nice. Oh, you see, video cannot be loaded. But I come prepared. I've seen it so many times now that I come prepared. Fair not, I got you. It did not play, but I have the video here. So DevFest 2320. Okay. You think that you're going to kill my presentation. No, babe. It's not going to happen. So this presentation, in the presentation, I made it short. This is 17 minutes. We're not going to sit down here for 17 minutes waiting for the AI. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go like forward, fast forward. You guys tell me if I'm going too fast, okay? All right. So let's go to the first question. It's kind of not nice though when you don't see it play. Let's just do the first question and then I'll make it fast for the rest, okay? So let's go. All right. Yes. It's just full screen right now. That's like, there's no way I can scroll it up. It's going to go up in a little bit. So hello, how do I say hello in Turkish? And here it's going to go. And then the most common way to say hello in Turkish is marhaba. I don't know if it's true. Is it true? Okay, good. It is pronounced as. So I never taught the AI about like, you know, the Turkish language or anything. I just talk about DevFest Istanbul. And it's telling me the most common way to say hello in Turkish is marhaba. It's pronounced marhaba. You can say salam or gunyadin. Is that how you say it? No. How do you say it? Gunaydin. Man, my Turkish sucks. I don't even know how to say the second one. Help me. Why are you looking at me? Help me. Tell me what he says. What he says right here. The second one, after good morning. Yayi Akshamla. Yeah. I got it. Or Yayi Jeshle. Okay. Is it correct at least what he's trying to do? You see what I'm talking about? All right. Let's keep going. There's going to be some fun questions here. Okay. You remember when we put the context? When is the actual conference happening? And for how long? Okay? For those of you who cannot see in the back, I'm going to read it, but it's going to keep on going up, okay? So it says, DevFest Istanbul will be held on November 26th from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., which is 19, at Unique Istanbul. So far, so good, okay? Now, nice. How many tracks and what are the various topics? So I'm coming to a conference. There's going to be a schedule, you know, and I want to know how many tracks. Because we have like the other side there, like the main stage. We have like Galata there, and like we are Galata. There's like something else here. So, and it's telling me there are 4 tracks. Main stage, Galata State, Maiden Tower, and Ortaköy. Yeah, I messed it up, huh? How do you say it? Ortaköy. Ortaköy. Ortaköy State. Is it correct? Is that those 4 we have? Yeah. I'm looking at the conference organizer. Yes, the AI is correct again. And it says, oh, come on, let me play. There you go. So, not only it is correct, but it's telling me all the topics that are going to be in the conference. Artificial intelligence, cloud computing, machine learning, mobile web development, data science, software engineering, entrepreneurship, startup, tech trend. Man, give these guys a good round of applause, man. This is a sick conference, man. Everything is covered here. But me who's just coming, the AI is helping me now. I don't have to go to the site, look and stuff. It's there now. I have it in my pocket. You know, that's the idea. Now, next question.
Sir,
yes?
why didn't you do a live demo? Like, we write the code, we like ask it live.
Very good question. Why didn't I do a live demo? 2 or 3 things. Did you see when I play video, it says like it did not want to play? Usually when I do a live demo, the API just like says it doesn't work. So when the API doesn't work, now I cannot do like the demo like I want it, and now I wasted your time, I wasted my time. You see? So this is safer. But in reality, you want to use it like, you know, typing and like having it back. Okay? But I have done so many conferences when I'm like, okay, it's time to live demo and stuff. The API is not available right now, or the connection to the internet has gone like whatever. So just to prevent that and to make sure like I don't waste your time, I show it to you this way. Good answer? Good? Any other questions? Good. So, here, and I did not want to even, I really don't even, I wanted to just play it. Oh, I can play it at like fast speed, yes? So it's better? Yeah? And nobody's saying yes or no, so I'm going to assume it's yes, okay. Okay, there are 4 tracks. So I think I can do something like play and go, is there a way to make it play fast? No. All right, let's just keep going. So you see the diversity of the question we can ask it. Okay, so now I'm coming in in November in Turkey. In Atlanta, it's hot right now, going between hot and cold. In the north of America, it's cold. I've never been to Turkey. I don't know what the weather is going to be like. So how do I pack to come? I say, how is the weather that time of the year, and how should I dress? What kind of clothes should I bring with me? And he tell me, the weather in Istanbul in November is usually mild, with average temperatures ranges from 10 to 15 degrees Celsius. However, it can be quite windy. Yeah, it was very windy this morning, that's true. So it's a good idea to pack a jacket or sweater. You should also pack comfortable shoes as you will be doing a lot of walking. Okay? Bring a hat and gloves. So that's how I packed from this. That's how I packed. Okay? There you go. Now, where it starts to get a little more interesting, I'm coming back, and you see, I started talking about the conference, and I started talking about Istanbul. The AI is handling both. Now I'm coming back to the conference. Like just I will have a normal conversation with a person. I have a normal conversation with a person. We can start talking about this, then we take a break, talk about that, and then we come back. But would you know, will the AI know when I come back to what we were talking about? So I say, I'm mostly interested in mobile. I did not tell it like, let's go back to the conference or anything like that. I just went back to a normal conversation. I am mostly interested in mobile and web development. Can you help me optimize a schedule to not miss related talks? So there's so many talks, but the one that I'm interested in, I don't want to miss them. Can you help me? So it gives me this, which looks good, because it gives me a possible schedule, but it's hard to read. It's not well formatted. The answer is not well formatted. What do I do next? What do I do next? I say, can you format the last response? You see, it still has context. Can you format the last response in a table view so it's easy to read, it's easy to digest? And you see what it does. 10 o'clock. Remember though, the schedule that I had has been updated. But in my schedule at 10 o'clock, there was this talk, 11 o'clock, and everything is about mobile and web development. So now, me, Adi, has a custom schedule within like DevFest that is related to my interest. And each one of you, when you go to this, when you ask it your questions, it will give you your schedule. That is very powerful right there. You know, if you say like, I want to do cloud and I want to do something else, it will give you that schedule. Not the one that I have, because that's my interest. That's the part that is very important and powerful. Okay? And can I do, okay. I'm going to go faster because we have about 5-7 minutes left. Here, I say I'm going to stay in Turkey for a few more days. Now I'm kind of getting out of the conference. What do you recommend would be a 7-day schedule to make the most of the city historic places? It says like, okay, arrive in Istanbul, visit the Blue Mosque, Hagia Sophia and Topkapi Palace, take a boat on the Bosphorus, visit the Grand Bazaar and the Spicy in the morning, and it tells me even the time, go in the afternoon, go in the morning. What did I give the AI again? A DevFest schedule and I'm going to Istanbul, that's all. I did not train it, I did not give it a database of stuff, and it's able to give me all of this good information. Okay? And if it is not right, let me know. You guys are my best guide in Turkey. Is it right or is it not? Yes, go ahead. The what? Oh, okay, so that's fine. You know why it's fine? Whenever you are doing this type of stuff, that's why we call it training. The AI is not supposed to be 100% accurate. And that's why in the examples that we did, if we gave it more data, like we could give it like the data of the entire Google map of Istanbul, all the streets. We could give it as data. We could give it the places, the different airports. Now it will be more accurate. You see what I'm saying? So, yes?
I think your model is old, so because of this, there is incorrect
that's fine.
information about airport, because there is a new airport, so I think the old airport is...
That is a good statement, because, for example, ChatGPT will tell you, I'm going up to 2022. Yeah. So anything that is 2023, I don't know. Palm API from Google has the same limitation. Anything that is very new, it will not know. Unless we gave it to it when we were training it, when we did the examples. You see, when we did the examples, we could have given it that kind of information. Yes, sir?
I have a question. When you give the examples, is this also trained in AI?
The what?
I'm curious about that. Also, the example trained the AI.
Uh-huh.
So each example we provide is training the core AI of the Google.
Yeah, so each example we provide is telling it, if I give you this type of question, give me this type of answer. But the data that it's going to use to answer you is first going to go in the DevFest schedule that we put, and everything else is going to go on the internet and try to find the right answer. But up until the time limit that it has. So let's say like the training model of Palm was until 2022, it cannot go beyond that. But you could add more data if you wanted to. Okay? Now I'm going to finish the question since we have 5 minutes. And if you have more questions after this talk, I'm in the hallway. Okay? I'm here all day until tonight. I'm in Istanbul until December. I have my time. So take advantage of it. So a couple more questions that are interesting here. Let's see if I can get them right. Yeah, I also love the museum, so that we can skip. But one question that I wanted to show you here. Lastly, I want to appear knowledgeable about the Turkish culture. Can you tell me about the do's and don'ts? When you go to a new culture, you might be exposed to it via TV and stuff. And TV is just stereotypes. So it might be looking cool on TV to say something to a Turkish person, but in reality, they might not like it. You know? So if you have good adab, you have to understand what are the do's and the don'ts of a culture so you don't frustrate people. You know? I don't want to be like arrogant. I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody, but I might not know what is right and what is wrong. What is right in the US might be wrong in Turkey. So I'm asking, what are the do's and don'ts? Okay? And the 5 must known. There you go. And it tells me, sure, here are some do's and don'ts when visiting Turkey. Do dress modestly. This means covering your shoulders and knees. Do be respectful of Turkish culture and custom. Do learn a few basic Turkish phrases. Do try the local food. You don't have to convince me for that. Do try the local food. Turkish cuisine is delicious. Don't drink alcohol in public spaces. Don't take pictures of people without their permission. I think that's everywhere in the world. You should not do that. Don't bargain too much. Okay. Don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. And the 5 must know Sultan of the Ottoman Empire are, because I asked it in my question, Mehmed the Conqueror, Suleiman the Magnificent, Roxelana, I did not know Roxelana, Ibrahim the Mad, I don't know why he's called the Mad, and Mahmud II. Guys, hold on a second. We were just at the DevFest schedule, and I'm asking it about Turkish culture and it's giving me responses. And most of it is validating by a Turkish crew, so the AI is doing a good job. Imagine now, if I'm here 1 week and we train this model right. You can sell it to a travel agency. You can sell it to a bank. Of course, we're going to have to do a lot more little other stuff in the back. But just the options it opens is just crazy. Now, last question, because my time is up. Did I put anything else here? Yeah. I'm debating with a friend of mine that Istanbul has thousands of mosques. What is the actual number and what are the 10 must-see while there? This is an interesting answer. Because it says like there are over 3,000 mosques. I can believe that. But then it gives me the first answer, it gives me Sultan Ahmed, then Hagia Sophia. But Topkapi Palace is not a mosque. It is not. The Dolmabahce, is that right? Did I say that? It's not a mosque. So you see, that's where you will look at this. Anytime you're going to do a product that you're going to have customer facing, you're going to go and try it. If there's things like that, that's the moment to go back and then keep on training the model. That's why we're training the model. We keep on training it until it's good, or maybe 80 to 90% good. But it should have given me like Soleimani Mosque. It could have given a Nur Usmani Mosque. And there's so many mosques, but it just gave me 2 mosques. You see? So AI doesn't know anything. AI only gets out what it's been trained on. And sometimes it can be wrong. Okay? There's more example. We can like do it there, but I don't want to go over my time. So that's it for me. Thank you.